I've seen many horrors during our great war for freedom. Some big, some small, but the state of our national government is by far the very, very worst of all. Our government is too weak to tax its own people. We need to transform into a bald eagle. The Fed and the anti-Fed papers were published around the nation. They debate and fight all day and all night over the Constitution's ratification. Brutus 1 wanted participation and people to vote directly. Fed 10 wanted centers of power and less government focus medley. Brutus feared losing personal rights reflected in a large republic. Governed people should stick together. Strong state gov could help the public. Fed 10 knew liberty would be upheld by the competition of factions, but Madison was concerned about the mischievous transactions. See, factions are groups of people who put their own interests first, so Madison proposed two solutions: take away the causes or manage the effects.
Or else the factions' heads would burst!
The main point of the two articles: majority rule over minority rights, while Fed 51 protects minority factions without oversight. Fed 51 supports separation of power, strong central government, and protecting the elite. Madison claims to lay a due foundation. The branches can't have dictation over the other branches. Checks and balances are necessary. All these things are the Federalist beliefs. Virginia plans a blueprint for the new Constitution. 3 branches: legislative, executive, judicial, bicameral, legislative, beneficial. Representation for each state, all states, determined by population. New Jersey plan: articles amended to branches, legislative and executive, unicameral, legislative. Each state has equal representation. Great compromise takes ideas from both, most from Virginia. 3 branches: bicameral legislature, a House for population, and a Senate for
equal representation.
Then comes the issue of population. The South wants slaves to count so they can control Congress. The North doesn't agree with that account. The North wants to have substantial say in legislative matters. This led to the 3/5 compromise, which left the nation in tatters. Federalism is division of state and national power. Legislative branch must be split in two so that no branch becomes overpowered. This helps keep the government true.
No, it doesn't. All the government wants to do is take money from you.
The idea that governing a nation where the power is held by the people, an elective rep, shows republicanism, which still remains a steeple. 1816, Congress reserved the second bank of the U.S. Maryland legislation forced taxes on the bank.
Oppressed?
McClellan, the cashier of the Baltimore branch of the bank, refused. He would not pay the taxes. Constitution saw through the government's ruse.
The federal government isn't allowed to issue a bank, so the state appeals court held that the second bank sank. You see, the second bank was unconstitutional. We spit fire.
You deny it, you're delusional.
Good work.